This is my Calcutta. I spent my entire childhood here. Memories and memories and memories. Long 25 years of memories. I am in Calcutta after many years in search of my childhood. Many things have changed. Roads have changed. Buildings have changed. Look has changed. But most probably Calcutta remained the same for me. Why wait? Let's march on the street. 1, 2, 3, 4. Roads, lanes, by-lanes used to comprise the city of Calcutta. Transport used to be minibuses and of course fleet of taxis and cars. My first memory of Calcutta is here. The building in front of us is a hotel. It used to be India Hotel those days. My father used to live outside Calcutta. Whenever he used to come to Calcutta, he used to bring us and used to stay in this hotel invariably. I remember lots of events happening on the balcony. Manager used to sit here in one of these rooms, and there was a dress repairing shop next to the manager's room. Again on street, the next destination is our first home in Calcutta. My father got transferred to Calcutta for a brief period. This is CIT Road, and this used to be a very new on those days. And we used to live in this area, and that used to be our first home in Calcutta. This is P16 CIT Road. We used to live in this house in the 3rd floor for a short period. This was exactly the flat we were living. The entrance was from the behind, and there used to be a car garage. This is a fish aquarium store. It was on the next building. My father bought me the first fish aquarium from this shop. There used to be a bookstore here, which is not there. My father used to buy me all Bengali translation of English literature. I remember the Tarzan translations and general knowledge books, and which formed my foundation for literature and general knowledge. He is the current owner of this store. His brother used to run the store when I was here. Nothing much I remember of this area. We lived here for maybe just a couple of months. Calcutta's icon, Calcutta's tram. Both old and new side by side. Later my father got transferred to Calcutta permanently, and we moved to this area. Since then I have been living in Calcutta permanently till I left after graduation. This is the lane we had our next house. This is the house we have been living. The garage in the ground floor, mezzanine, and the first floor. There used to be a car garage here, which is now closed, and there is a big story about this garage, which I'll tell you slightly later. Lots of memories of this area. Football match, cricket match, cycle race right on this lane. This is the first school I attended in Calcutta. In fact, this is the first school I ever attended. This behind the windows, these used to be the classrooms. My first class was behind these open windows. The drill teacher is still in my memory, who actually taught me English. Story of the garage. This is Creek Row, very close to our house, and there used to be concert on those days, and the celebrity singers used to perform in the concert. One day I decided at the age of 12 that I should organize a concert. I found I am running short of artists, and I then came to one Mr. Banu Bose. He actually used to live somewhere ahead. I forgot, I couldn't recognize the house. Who used to organize the functions of Creek Row. I asked him for help for artists. He was surprised to see a 12 years boy trying to organize a function, and he said he would help me. And eventually he sent Samal Mitra to sing in my function, and he was a then big celebrity. Samal Mitra sang 2 songs which are still available on CD or online. Didn't take any money. Ate damalu made by my father with bread, and blessed me and left. This is the municipality park close to the school, where our physical training class and cricket, football, hockey practices used to take place. The classes used to be at the end, and often I ran away from these classes and saw a movie and went back home innocently. This is my next school. I was studying here for a brief period. This school didn't work well with me, something like Tare Zameen Par. I don't remember much, and I never wanted to remember anything here. The school used to be at the book district or education district of Calcutta, surrounded by century-old Presidency College, Sanskrit College, David Ayer School, etc. These institutes were formed during the British time. The bookstore in the front, D. Sarkar, used to be owned by one of my father's friends, and our school books used to be purchased from this store. It used to be once a tailoring shop, and our clothes used to be stitched here, especially the school uniforms, and there was no ready-made garment on those days. You can see the board on the left hand side. This is the tailoring board. The shop is closed, but board is still there. Now 50 years have passed. Books and books and books. Everywhere books. This is a 100-year-old soft drink and cold drink outlet, recently categorized as heritage of Calcutta. This was near the school and the book area. And after the school, I used to come here. Even during shopping, I used to come here with my father to have a cold drink here. Everything is the same. This is Kalpataru Pan Bhandar. Used to be very famous, and it's a sort of hop and stop pan store. The celebrities used to come here to stop and have a pan here. You could see the photos of many famous people. This is College Street Coffee House, again a hotspot of then celebrities, especially the writers, poets, authors, publishers. I used to come here during my university days. Once I was introduced to then actress filmmaker Aparna Sen. Everything remained the same. Strange, 60 years have passed and everything remained the same in this area, including the coffee house. By the way, I had Afghani cutlet and coffee in the coffee house. This used to be a famous restaurant then, and we used to come here very frequently to have chop, cutlet and those time dishes. Inside remained the same. Look at the mirror ahead. This is now I know 60 years old. I have been seeing this for last 60 years. And this restaurant and that mirror was featured in one of Nithiman's documentary and possibly many other documentaries on Calcutta. The store ahead used to be a brand new Bata then. My first Hawaii chappal to purchase from here. Front building structure used to be College Street Market, one of our grocery outlet, now being replaced with a new structure. We used to buy fish and vegetable from this market from time to time, especially during the time my father used to come here for school or other purposes. Our next home was in this area. My father got a government accommodation where I lived couple of years. In fact, the transformation from school to university. See the building in the front. This used to be a very old some Maharaja's house, in fact palace, built in about a century ago. It had 3 floors and a tennis court. The land was divided into 2, and now these 2 buildings are standing here. Lots and lots of my memories are around this particular building. We were occupying the 3rd floor and the roof, huge roof. We had badminton court on the roof. There was also an elevator which never worked. This is the Jora Girja, a twin church right opposite to our house. Our house used to be landmarked with this twin church. The roads remain the same. In fact, everything remains the same excepting some newly constructed buildings. Circular cabin in front used to be our chop cutlet food outlet when we were living here. In front, the Enkali market, the nearest grocery market from our house. See, there is a sweet meat shop, Dwarix. It was still there at that time. I could not take photo of the inside well because photography is prohibited. I do not know what has happened to India. Everywhere there is police, everywhere there is photography prohibited. And tourism photography has become a very difficult task. The building in front used to be the famous samosa kachori shop, now closed. In the floor, rats used to run around. Our car used to be repaired at Sattar's in front. And our hair cutting used to be done here. Interesting. The store at the corner used to be a grocery store. My father's favorite Leuba watch was to be repaired here. I still use that watch. They used to sell stamp. I think they even today sell stamps. My first stamp album was purchased here, and I am still collecting stamps starting from then. One of the still surviving cinema hall nearby, and memories of many Golden Jubilee, Silver Jubilee movies. Maya Mrigo, Nuli, Lukochuri, etc. This is Sialda area close to our current house. My next school, a boarding school, Narendrapur Ramakrishna Mission. I did my higher secondary from here and lived 3 years. This is the school building where I used to have classes. This is one of the hostel. I spent 3 years in one of these buildings. In front, top used to be prayer room, and ground floor is the dining room. This is the water tank. There used to be library in the middle, I think the middle floors. Now the library has moved to another new building. Another hostel building. Oh, so much of memories and memories. We were allowed to take bath in this pond on Sundays, and the teachers needed a bamboo stick to take us out from the water when the lunch bell used to ring. This is the hospital. Once I pretended sick to be here, spend a day or two in luxury. This is the current swimming pool. It was not there then. And this is another new building. which was also not there. The new library is located in this building now, and in the upper floor there is a museum. Unfortunately, it was closed today. This is Ambagan or Mango Garden. Our open air classes used to take place here. Let me narrate a story about this stage and the Mango Garden. Once Hemant Mukhopadhyay came here for his son's schooling. All of a sudden we saw him and we surrounded him and requested him to sing a couple of songs. He reluctantly agreed. Immediately within, I believe, 5 to 10 minutes we arranged the stage, a harmonium, a tabla and a microphone, and he did sing one or two songs. This is Blind Boys Academy, housing an auditorium. I was some kind of secretary of some kind of a hobby club, and once I was asked to arrange a film show, and I arranged Sleeping Beauty. Because it is Blind Boys Academy, before the show main film, I arranged a film on Helen Keller. When the documentary was over, everybody was sleeping even before seeing the beauty. This is the new playground. This ground was not there then. There was another place where we used to play football, hockey and cricket. I'll try to locate that. Shop was here in the building in front. I believe it's still there. This building in front used to be the gym. This is a new and free hospital this school operates now. This is the old ground I was talking about, and here I actually learned the proper professional school level cricket. I still remember standing in Selimidov and a ball hitting on my left eyebrow. Often sneaking out from this road and going for a movie in a nearby theater or going out for a cigarette. Here I learned smoking Charminar cigarette at the age of 14, I believe, 14 or 15. If ever I am caught, my brother used to get the beating because no one could believe that I could do this. This is the main entrance and the main gate. It used to be all empty then. Now it is full of houses and traffic. Bye bye to Narendrapur. Next destination Jadavpur University. This way. This is Jadavpur University. I spent 5 years of my life here doing the engineering degree. This is the administration building. This is Department of Electrical Engineering. My classes used to take place here. Other department buildings. This shade used to be the machine shop. Strangely, still remained the same. I started playing university level cricket in this ground, but soon I entered into commercial concert industry. That was the end of my cricket. One of my initial concert was in this auditorium. The library of the university. There was no ragging in our time. The time has changed. The famous Satyendas canteen most probably is closed now. Last shot before we move. My father was given another government accommodation in this area. This area used to be brand new on those days. Very few cars and very few buildings and almost empty ground. Most of my active memory and active life formed in this area. In fact, this is the area where I transformed myself from boyhood to manhood. This is the house we used to live, then a brand new building. We used to live on the third floor, the floor with the glass windows. This is my father's office board, still here. This used to be the entrance of the building, now in very bad shape. The building in front used to be an empty ground, and we organized the first Durga Puja of this area in this ground. We organized in the next year a second and a much larger Durga Puja in this ground. This Durga Puja takes place every year, even till last year I know of. There is a children's school in front, and I used to teach guitar in this school. The building in front used to be an empty ground, and once I organized a carnival to raise fund for the school. This is the next building. We lived in this area for a couple of years. We used to live on the first floor. This used to be the entrance. There was a room in the ground floor where we used to rehearse. In fact, our orchestra became full blown and full grown when I was in this house. This used to be the stairs, and this used to be the room where we used to rehearse, and our Saraswati Puja used to take place here. And this is this place where we used to make stage, and we used to have performance every year after Saraswati Puja, and artists like Mintu Chakravarti, Shukla Palit, including Samal Mitra performed in this stage right here. This used to be my parents' bedroom. And this used to be our bedroom. Lots of memories with this window. Now it's some kind of school, I believe. Uncountable times I climbed up and down through these stairs. I organized the third Durga Puja in this area, right in this spot. I was the first secretary of this puja. The name is Mani Shangho Durga Puja. Everyone knows here. This area has changed the most. The Bata in front, there used to be a photographic studio in that location. All my large black and white prints were developed here. It was here, and during this period I acquired my photography passion. Later I set up a sort of processing studio with enlarger in my flat I showed you before. Unfortunately, most of my then photos are lost. This period I encountered new experiences, that is experiences where the parents are not attached. One of them was restauranting. The last shot was of Park Street, where most of the posh restaurants were located. Magnolia in front, hotspot with friends and often girlfriends. Waldorf in front, another popular hotspot. Finally, the Trinkas with band and crooner. Recently it celebrated 50th year. Interestingly, I used to perform here for a brief period with a crooner, Pushpita Rai Chaudhary. That was possibly in the late 60s. The Trinkas. The stage ahead. Can you believe I used to perform here in this stage, closer to Usha Iyer? The stage used to be slightly on the left side, and there was a dance floor which is not there. This place used to be frequented by people like Raj Kapoor, Dev Anand, Uttam Kumar. Once I saw Sharmila Tagore and Pataudi sitting in that inside cabin, and I forgot to tell, even Biddu used to perform in this stage. Another passion used to be cricket and football. This is Mohun Bagan football ground. I have seen hundreds of plays here, and I still remember the big names, Chuni Goswami, P.K. Banerjee, Balaram, Ramesh Thappa, and many more celebrities I have seen play. And I remember in the stand in front, there used to be an old man with the umbrella, used to jump and shout when Mohun Bagan used to do a goal. This is the club pavilion. My father used to be a sort of executive member or some committee member of this club, and there's a meeting room inside which is closed now, and my father used to attend the meeting in that room. I used to come with him and had free samosa. This is the meeting room door. Some kind of meeting is going on. Tomorrow there is a great East Bengal Mohun Bagan match, and I am here to buy a ticket, and I got a ticket and going there tomorrow. Because of the match tomorrow, the ground is full with media and media vans. One side of the football grounds used to be open like this. This is for those who could not acquire a ticket and used to see the match standing right in this ground. We used to call this rampart. This is because this is attached to Fort William, and if I ever said to anyone that I saw this match today from rampart, this means I didn't have ticket. I saw the match free, standing possibly right here, maybe right here at the center. There were periscopes on rent to see the match above the crowd head. This is Eden Gardens, the Mecca of cricket. It used to be very different without those large lights, and test matches used to be played here. Nowadays IPL is played here. Seen in this ground the greatest cricketers performing, to name a few: Garfield Sobers, Hall, Gilchrist of West Indies, David Richardson, Neil Harvey, Brian O'Neill of Australia, Intikhab Alam, Fazal Mahmood, Hanif Muhammad of Pakistan, Ted Dexter, Tony Locke, Ken Barrington from England, and not forgetting Nari Contractor, Pali Umrigar, Bapu Nath Karni, Ramakant Desai, Salim Durrani, over boundary on demand, Rusi Shruti, and not to forget Eknath Solkar, the Silly of Wizard, and Ramakant Desai, wicket on demand. IPL semi-final and final matches are after a few days. That's I think 24th and 26th of this month, and I could not go inside because of security reason. I requested, but they had no choice. Closing shot of Eden Gardens, where I have seen ML Jaisima in a test cricket batting for all 5 days. Oh, I forgot something. Cricket is everywhere in Calcutta. Wherever there is a ground, there is cricket. This is Ochterlony Monument. We have a photo of our first car Hillman WBB 9701 taken in front of this monument. Maybe taken somewhere right here. This is famous and twice burnt Sir Stuart Hogg Market. This is a British time market and then used to cater for needs of British residents. We used to come here. In fact, my father used to bring us here to get Christmas tree, fresh tree brought from Kashmir, not like today's made in China plastic ones. Also, we used to buy from here Christmas cakes. We used to call plum cake. Then Siberian wild duck, no more available now. Then tortoise meat, no more available now. And red cheese, you know, the cheese covered with red cellophane paper. Oh, I forgot something, dry fruit. This used to be one of the main outlet of dry fruits. Take to take, no take to no take. Akbar to see. If you want to take, you take. If you don't want to take, don't take. At least see once. The famous phrase of this market, I think running from the British time. This is then famous Karku restaurant attached to this market. My father used to bring us here for a posh dinner, including mutton biryani. This is inside, no more posh today. It's something like a fast food, ordinary, very ordinary fast food joint. This restaurant was featured in many Bengali movies and then it was very elegant. In one of the movie, Banu Banerjee was sitting here in front and Johar Rai was coming through that kitchen door in front. This is the precious East Bengal Mohun Bagan match ticket. My mother remembers those exciting days of East Bengal Mohun Bagan matches. I am now getting ready to go to the stadium. And the match in action. This is something like sitting in time machine going 50 years back. Left side East Bengal supporter and right side Mohun Bagan supporter. My family was divided into two, half East Bengal, half Mohun Bagan, and I am having very difficult time sitting in Mohun Bagan enclosure being a supporter of East Bengal. Finally, East Bengal won, reminding me of the same memory sitting in Mohun Bagan enclosure with my father and supporting East Bengal. Media all around. Out of time machine now, on the cabin in front after a football match. A Mughlai parota here used to be a must. Another after match food destination, Nizam, famous for its beef roll. And after sports bar, there used to be a band performing here. Before we proceed to the next experience, we will walk through some important spots carrying lots of memories. See this helmet store in front. It used to be a musical instrument store run by one Mr. S. Chandro. My first guitar was purchased from here, which changed my life completely. I still remember Mr. Chandro sitting with a dark, thick, black glass. That was the most important purchase of my life. Fresh chanachur shop ahead. We are buying chanachur from here. for I think last 60 years. Now I would be buying 1 kilo. There used to be 3 shops. One is now closed, and I am using this one. Chanachur means something snacks to be taken with beer. The Calcutta drying and cleaning in front. A dry cleaner. My father's suits and my mother's saris, especially the silk saris, used to be cleaned here. And dry clean used to mean clean with petrol, not with water. Literally petrol, which is now called gas. It was a lot bigger, now reduced to almost half. The closed door in front, one Vidhan Sarani, used to be Universal Art Gallery. All our family portraits were taken here. Sadly, it's closed now. This is a very interesting cinema hall, little outskirt of the city. Used to show reruns of the English classics. Rerun means re-release after 3 or 4 months of its first released in the main theatres in the central Calcutta. I have seen here, I remember Bridge on the River Kwai, Guns of Navarone and The World by Night. The buildings 2 sides were not there, and there was a car park instead. Now food time at this 125-year-old restaurant. This is Victoria Memorial Hall. Another serious experience starts from here, not really from this monument, but from the ground in front. We'll go there soon. Before that, these stalls for puchka, belpuri, cold drinks, they were there before as well. And Bimal Roy's Do Bigha Zameen was shot here, and possibly Piyasa's Sarjo Tera Chakrai was also shot here. I was talking of this ground in front of Victoria Memorial. It used to be dark in the evening with lots of crowd sitting here. Once I was sitting with someone, and a police officer came who used to patrol this area, almost caught us, but after seeing us suggested politely to sit somewhere there are lights. This is Red Road. Those who had privilege of car could park here in the evening. When my father used to go on business trip, I used to have the privilege of a car and did couple of times here. This is the road where Republic Day parade used to take place. My father used to bring us here. In fact, my father had a 8mm movie made on the parade. Unfortunately, the whole reel is lost. I don't know where it has gone. It could be mid-60s. Coming back to the subject, this is behind Fort William on Outram Ghat. Used to be for more desperate ones. There was no disturbance excepting cold drinks and snacks hawkers. I have some experience, and no name please. This used to name Rendezvous ice cream parlor on those days, famous for an evening sitting right on the bank of the river. I have a photo on the upper floor. This was the window the photo was taken. Remains the same. This is Howrah Bridge in front. Once I saw Ashok Kumar shooting on the bridge for his movie Howrah Bridge. Long time back. I used to be in school those days. This is Eden Garden, the real garden. The other one was the Eden Gardens Cricket Stadium. I have a photo in my Facebook of me with two of my friends taken somewhere here. I could not spot the location. There used to be boating facility here, and the before or after the rendezvous I mentioned earlier, we used to do little boating occasionally, and I do remember crossing this bridge with the boat, and it was very hard to do this. Exactly the way this couple is doing. Coming back to my concert days, in front there is All India Radio. Once our band was auditioned here, we passed and recorded a sort of 15 minutes instrumental music. I don't know whether it was ever aired, when aired, or not at all. I remember the glass recording room with huge tape recorder and either 1-inch or 2-inch tapes, which I have never seen later on. We were given little money for the recording. Good enough. The Paris bar in front. During the summer vacation, the year before I graduated from the university, I performed here for a short time. It used to be something like 7 to 11, 6 days a week. It didn't suit me well, and I started looking for wedding engagements instead. Everything remained same, except there used to be soft instrumental music on those days. By the way, videography was not allowed inside. I somehow could manage. See this used record store in front. I used to buy used records, especially the English ones. I still purchase 78 records from here. In my school days, I learned something called science. My father used to give me books on hands-on experiments, and I tried many things. And the one I expertise was medium wave radios. These are the stores I used to buy components, and I learned about diode, transistor, capacitor, resistor, condenser, and all those. I used to make those radios very cheap, and my father's office's low salary employees used to buy them. And I still remember Princep Street. This is the road of my first science venture. I had a passion for audiovisual, and when I moved on to university, I also moved on to various other things and put my hands onto all sorts of scopes: kaleidoscope, periscope, episcope, diascope, bioscope, and magic lantern. Once I tried a very crude version of phonograph also, and this is the store in front from where I used to buy all those parts needed for all those scopes and other gadgets. Now we enter into the most important episode, or the section of this episode, which is cinema. Cinema was not only correlated a particular time, also correlated events of my life. This is Esplanade area, and most English movie featuring theaters are here. In front, about 100-year-old movie theater, Metro. Most probably this was MGM used to be a co-owner of this theater when it started. Mostly MGM movies used to be released here, meeting a date below here, and then after going for a movie or some coffee or some sitting spot I showed you in earlier shots was a routine. I have seen here with my father starting from Quo Vadis, then Spartacus, then Ben-Hur, then later on many more movies like The Birds, Two Women, Sunflower, French Connection, and many more. I still remember seeing here Clark Gable's version of Mutiny on the Bounty and the one and the only original Psycho. This year's International Film Festival is going on in this theater. I still remember seeing film festival movies during my university days. This is another theater hall, mostly used to show 20th Century Fox movies. I remember seeing Longest Day, Django, Love Story, and many other movies. In the last shot I forgot of Oliver Twist and Cabaret, and also most probably Worldwide Night number 2 when I was adult. This is New Empire. Mostly Paramount Pictures movies used to be released here. I remember seeing Summer of 42, King Lear, African Lion, Blow Hard, Blow Cold, very hot movie. There used to be a box at the end, came in live, and mostly at the end of the run the box used to be empty. A very good theater to see movies like Blow Hot and Blow Cold. The box seats are still there, but most probably the audience must have changed. This used to be Lighthouse Theatre. Used to run mostly Columbia Pictures movies. Unfortunately now closed and turned to a departmental store. The most important movies I saw here were The Ten Commandments, The Greatest Story Ever Told, and the Bible. This departmental store now stands on those epics. The building ahead used to be Globe Theatre, one of the only two 70mm theatres on those days. I remember seeing here Sound of Music, Mary Poppins, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and commented A Star is Born about Jack Nicholson. This was the first 70mm theatre in Calcutta. It started with South Pacific, sadly now closed. I have seen here Can Can, Moulin Rouge, Jonty Jalopy, The Great Race, and many other movies. Unfortunately, as of today, I have not seen the first 70mm movie around the world in 80 days, because at that time there was no 70mm theatre in Calcutta. It had a huge screen, never to be seen today. Also, English movies were never called Hollywood movies at that time. The building in front used to be a cinema hall called Lotus. As mentioned earlier, the cinemas used to correlate events, and it was this cinema hall for the first time I went to see a movie with a girlfriend, with a friend who was a girl. That was long back, and that was my first experience of going to a movie with someone of opposite sex of my age. In the building ahead, there used to be a cinema hall, Gem. At the back row, I proposed to someone. She said no. We were both students at that time. Before I move on to the last and final section, I'd like to quickly run through one or two very scenic spots from my memory. This is Serpentine Lane. Nothing has changed except the gas lights. It is the same as I left. Those who were close to British at the British time used to live in this area concentrated to avoid risks of attack by the freedom fighters. I walked through these lanes thousands of times. I used to make grocery shopping in a market through these lanes. This is Writers' Buildings. British used to rule India from here. Once at some point, my father had an office here, and I used to get inside this building like a VIP with two escorts on two sides. My father's office was in this part of the building. I think one of the windows would be there. He had two rooms. I used to come here and sleep in the second room. There used to be car park in front. I think in this area it was very strange that my father's car garage number and our car number were same. They were both 46. The secretariat has moved now. It is now a heritage building. It is very strange that even in this building photography is prohibited. Very, very, very interesting. You see, the building was constructed in 1882. That is at the time of Queen Victoria. I could somehow take the earlier shot standing right behind police cars who could not see me. The pond in front is called Vinay Madal Dinesh Bagh. There were three boys. Once they shot dead a British officer inside these writers' buildings. This is Great Eastern Hotel. This hotel used to age as old as Indian Railways. I think it was the oldest big hotel to cater for British officers. Once I sneaked in through the security with my father's Jaisakan camera to take photos of West Indies and Indian cricketers staying here. I remember taking photos of Hall, Gilchrist, Garfield Sobers, Nawab Pataudi, and M.L. Jaisima, and I think Bapu Nadkarni, Jasu Patel, Borde, all of them were playing in that match. I think I sneaked in through somewhere here at the back lane. Now the hotel is being renovated to a huge luxury hotel. As such, every nook and corner of the city is my memory spot, but I have to stop somewhere and move on to the final section. The building ahead. During my final year, I started learning French here. Purpose was to read Agatha Christie in original language. I was posted outside Calcutta by my then employer, and here I performed my last concert in Calcutta, which led to meeting my wife. The old building is now demolished, and this is a new building built, I believe, recently. The institute was Alliance Française. I think they have moved from here now, and the last concert event was in their annual social, where I performed Shadows, Ventures, and Believe On, and it was a dance event. At that time, I used to work in one of the store ahead at 26 Pollock Street as sales engineer for a brief period. I could not locate the store exactly where I was working. Most probably the name has changed or a new owner has come, but this is the school she was working. A couple of times I used to stand outside the building, and she used to come out of the school in sari. The school was just 2 buildings away from my office. This is an extended part of the school now, which was not there at that time. Soon after, I had to leave Calcutta for work, but my connection with Calcutta remained through this gateway. This is Howrah railway station. In every holiday I used to come to Calcutta. Lunch time now, and I'm going to one of these restaurants ahead for fish curry rice full belly meal. Let's try this one. Oh, this one. The food was delicious and fresh simply because they don't use refrigerator. This is the Howrah Bridge, which connects the station to the city of Calcutta. The bridge is over this river Ganges. The store at the left of Chorungi Camera Store, which is a footwear store now, used to be a cold drink joint, and it was here. She said yes, the cold drink joint is no more there, but the spot still haunts my memory. Here in this spot, that was the entrance, Ajanta Footwear now. On the day of yes, she signed the form also, and next morning I came to deposit the form with a register at the register's office. Right in front there is a lane, inside that the register's office was there. This was the lane, but the register's office is no more there. She was full vegetarian at that time, and we used to come here in a restaurant at the basement of this air conditioned market for sandwich and coffee, and sometimes we used to talk about our future. I made a walkthrough but could not locate the restaurant. It was Vineet, a nice little cozy vegetarian restaurant. I bought a diamond ring from the jeweler shop ahead. Surprisingly, the marriage lasted longer than the ring. This is the house where my in-laws used to live, on the third floor flat, and after about 6 years of courtship I got married here in a very simple ceremony. This is the flat where the registrar came and got us married. This is the room and the exact spot we got married. It was a very simple ceremony. After the wedding, my father hosted a dinner at this restaurant to introduce Bahu, means daughter-in-law, to some of his close friends and relatives. Front entrance looks closed, but in fact it is not, and expanded. The entrance has gone to the right side. Lunch time again, and it is here today. There used to be a nursing home in this building, somewhere in the upper floor. Name was Calcutta Nursing Home, where my only child was born. The nursing home is no more there, but this was the address, 73A GC Avenue. It was here. My son was named after this tank. That was my 25 years in Calcutta, from 1951 to 1976. During this journey, there was one person who could vouch for almost everything I said. My mother, she was seen in one of the earlier shot. Unfortunately, I lost her during the making of this picture.